We suggest you pause this video often. It helps to study the slides.
Now we will discuss sensations during the menstrual cycle. Each part of the cycle is marked by specific things that a woman can be taught to both feel and see. Women can learn to observe changes in their bodies that tell them when they are infertile or fertile. While there are always variations, the simplest way to explain what a woman will observe is this. When she is infertile, she will feel dry, or at least a low level of moisture at the vulva, and the feeling doesn't change for a few days. When she is fertile, she will feel increasing levels of wetness that ends in a slippery sensation. During this time of wetness, sperm may live for 5 days waiting for ovulation because the conditions in the vagina and cervix are suitable for their survival. The first phase is the follicular phase of the menstrual cycle, and this phase begins with menses or the bleed. The bleeding is something you can see, and many women are familiar with the moisture or the wetness, the something you can feel, that the bleed produces at the vaginal opening or vulva. This sensation is very important to the rest of our conversation, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. Every woman throughout history who has gone through puberty has a menstrual cycle. If a woman does not menstruate, she is too young, too old, pregnant, or sick. The reality is that when the bleed or anything else arrives at the vaginal opening or the vulva, it feels wet or sticky. It is important for a woman to be able to tune into this sensation because it is sensation that will help her understand which phase of the cycle she is in and always know when her period will come. Wetness and moisture at the vulva are completely normal for all women, and it is important for us to understand what it means. So seeing something in your underwear is not cause for concern unless it is accompanied by some other symptom. There is something to feel and something to see in each part of the cycle. In the first part, menstruation, the thing to feel is wetness and the thing to see is menses. Where do you feel it? At the vaginal opening or the vulva. The second stage begins when menses is complete. This stage of the cycle is the most variable, and many things can affect it, like stress, sickness, and even too much light when you sleep. There is a lot happening inside the body during this stage, but for now, it is important for us to talk about what a woman will feel and see when she is in this stage of the follicular phase. Women with short cycles may skip this stage altogether. However, women with average and long cycles will feel either dry or damp at the vulva. But during this stage, after the menses stage and before the ovulating stage, the woman is not fertile, and she will have a dry or damp sensation. A woman will be one or the other, dry or damp, but not both, and the feeling doesn't change. If she feels dry, she will be dry for several days. If she feels a slight moisture, it will be the same level of slight moisture day after day. The feeling is unchanging. The woman who feels dry may not see anything, and the woman who feels slightly damp might see a slight discharge, either on her underwear or when she wipes. The key is that it is unchanging. This unchanging pattern is the mark of an infertile time during the cycle. Then something happens. A woman feels a little bit wet, a little bit of moisture, something different than the unchanging pattern of dryness or dampness that she felt before. This change to more wet or something else marks the entrance into the fertile stage of the follicular phase, also referred to as the ovulatory stage. There is a lot going on with the woman's hormones again, but we will concentrate on what a woman can feel and see during this time. As she approaches the day of ovulation, the cervix will release more watery cervical mucus, and she feels more and more wetness. The wet sensation increases until finally there is a slippery sensation at her vulva. She may see mucus that looks stretchy, stringy, and almost like raw egg whites. It will remain slippery until the woman ovulates. The slippery sensation may last for a few days, even though the amount of visible mucus may diminish. A woman will know she has ovulated when she experiences a sensation that is no longer wet or slippery. She might feel dry, sticky, or moist, but not wet or slippery. The change in sensation to no longer wet or slippery marks the entrance into the second and final phase of the cycle, the luteal phase. As you can see, The changing sensation is caused by the rising estrogen, and the definite change to no longer slippery or wet is caused by the rise in progesterone.